11, Esme Esho, age 16, and Zara Musa, age 10. Now, over to Mehmooda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think I'm more worried about doing this program with our young leading ladies than I have with any other program that I presented. But I'd like to welcome all of my guests, all of our guests in the studio. Right, Layla?
Yes.
Yes? So Layla is 11 years old and I'm honoured that she's co-hosting with me today. So are you going to tell us a little bit about yourself, Layla?
No, enough about me. Let's talk to our guests. Shall we start with Ebony?
Ebony, where are you, Ebony? Ebony.
Hi.
Hello, Ebony.
Hi.
Ebony, how old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Go on, Layla. You're going to talk to Ebony, and are you going to share with Ebony? Are you going to have a little chat with Ebony and ask her a few questions?
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
And have you ever been on the radio before?
No.
Is this your first time on the radio?
Yes.
Wow. So you are incredibly brave doing this.
Thank you. I'm incredibly grateful to be here.
That's really sweet of you. Can I ask you just to step forward That's the way. And what do we do when we're talking on a radio station? We have to be really close to the mic, and we're almost kissing the mic, right? Do you know what the pop stars do? What do the pop stars do?
They have it really, really, really close.
It is really, really close. So you're doing brilliantly well. So thank you for joining us on Leading Ladies this morning. And we've had a little problem, haven't we, Layla?
Yes, we have.
So we've had a problem, and I think we shared that with all of you downstairs. So can you tell our listeners what our problem is?
We don't know what to call ourselves.
So what suggestions have we got?
Leading Ladies Junior, Young Leading Ladies, and Leading Ladies of the Future.
So what do we need? Do we need some help?
Yes.
Who do we need the help from?
The listeners.
Okay, and so we ask what our panel think about this. So actually, listeners, anybody listening out there, if you're connecting with us, you're on Ramadan special EAVA 102.5 FM. You're listening to Leading Ladies Junior, or Young Leading Ladies, or Leading Ladies of the Future. We don't know what to call our young green shoots. I think that was a suggestion that somebody made to me. But what do we call our leading ladies, these young, inspiring ladies who are absolutely phenomenal? And you're going to hear from them in a moment, something special about every one of them sitting here. So have a think out there, connect with us, text us, come and send us your message on Facebook Live, and let us know what you think these young leading ladies should be called. So should we start? Zara, what do you think? Zara, we've got Zara. Zara, how old are you?
10.
Can you come closer to the mic, my darling?
10.
10 years old. Bring your chair closer, and that's the way. Brilliant. So our listeners can hear you if you're nice and close. So you're 10. What do you think? Which one do you think it should be?
Leading Ladies Junior.
And why do you think that?
Because we're already leading ladies, we're just the younger.
Young version, I like that. That's a really, really good reason. What do you think, Ebony?
I think young leading ladies.
And why do you think young leading ladies?
Almost for the same reason, but just because we're all different ages, so we're not all juniors. We're still old enough to be just young still.
Okay, I like that. And Esme, let's bring you in. Esme, how old are you?
16.
And what's your view on this title? What do you think?
I think young leading ladies.
Do you think young as well? What's your reason behind that?
Because as the same as they've said before, like we're already leading ladies, but like we're just the younger version.
Okay, so we've got 2 against 1 in the studio. Layla, what do you think?
I think Leading Ladies Junior.
Uh-huh.
Because we're still leading ladies, and we are just junior versions.
Okay, well, I really like all your reasonings, and I think all the listeners out there have a little think. What do you think? Engage with us. Let us know whether you want junior, whether you want... It's interesting, actually. I'll tell you what's really interesting, that the adults have all said it should have the word future in it. And it's interesting that our young junior leading ladies have all said young and junior. You don't see future in it. And it's the adults who think it should be future leading ladies. So I think that there's a very important point being made here, don't you? You all believe that you're already leading ladies, and I am completely on board with you, I've got to say. Right, so let's hear a little bit about the leading ladies that we've got here. So, Esme, tell us a bit about yourself. You're the oldest of this young group we've got here. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm doing my GCSEs at the moment. Mm-hmm. And
which ones are you doing?
All of them. Do you mean like what I chose?
Yeah, what did you choose?
I chose music because I like music and like songwriting and stuff like that. And then I did... And then I did PE and history. So
okay, and so music. So that's a passion of yours, isn't it?
yeah.
So and we've heard you do some. I've certainly heard you do something really impressive recently. Can you tell our listeners what it is that you did?
I sang at a jazz festival.
Uh-huh.
With a big band.
With a huge jazz band, and you stood there looking like a professional and sounding like a professional singer. I heard you do that. And how did that feel?
That felt really good, actually. Like, it was such a fun experience to just stand up and just sing jazz, really.
and who were you, how many people were there in your audience?
I think there was 300, I think. I'm not sure.
I think there may have been more than that. It certainly looked like more than that to me. I think you're being quite modest there. And what was phenomenal was that you stood there and just belted out with the most utmost effortless confidence. And I may even get you to sing just a few lines of that later on, if you're confident to do that. Would you be happy to share just a few lines of your beautiful voice with us?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay, if we're good enough. Okay, you might do that. So tell me, where does this music passion come from?
Well, my brother, he's like really into music himself. So I think because I grew up just listening to my brother like belting music out of his room and like playing the guitar and everything. So I think I kind of got it from there.
And your guitar, are you self-taught or have you had lessons? Or?
I don't play the guitar.
Oh, you don't?
I tried, but it sounds awful.
So does he accompany you?
Sometimes. We're doing a band together and we're doing loads of cover songs. So.
And who are you inspired by, Esme?
My parents.
Okay. Well, I think that's lovely. Tell me why you are inspired by your parents, and do you want to say who your parents are?
My parents are Mark and Diana Esho, and I'm inspired by my mum because she does so much for other people. She just cares so much for how other people are and etc. etc. And my dad because he wrote his book I Can I Will, and it's such a good book. I tried reading it, but it just made me cry the whole time I tried to read that book.
And why did that make you cry?
Because like as a daughter, it's kind of hard to like read about what your dad had to go through when he was little and just all the suffering he went through before he got to where he is now.
And so tell me what it is in particular that you would like to do when you grow up. I mean, you're already grown up. You're 16 and you are a grown up already. But what do you aspire to do?
Well, I want to have my own athletic stadium. Even like people keep saying how I can't do that and I'll never get there, but I think I will. If I try, I'll be able to do it.
I think Ebony might have some tips for you here. Isn't that right, Ebony?
Yeah.
Go on, you give Esme some tips.
Well, you just have to be really passionate about that. That's definitely what you want to do. And then all you have to do is just try your hardest and you'll get there if you really want to get there.
And you know something, Ebony? I remember you and I, we had dinner a few years ago, didn't we? And you said something to me that blew me away. You said something to me about a finishing line when you were doing athletics. Can you remember what you said to me?
Was it for, I look at it and then I visualise me getting to the end, and then all I have to do is just focus and then keep saying, well, if I try my hardest, I can get to the end.
I mean, that, I think you were about 9 years old when you told me that. And I remember being completely blown away by you saying that to me. And so what you're saying is that you visualize. So what advice would you give to Esme over here?
To just visualize getting that stadium, and then if you work towards that and you just work as hard as you can, then you'll be able to get that.
So, Esme, is that some useful advice for you from this young leading lady over here?
Yeah, that's great.
I like young leading ladies. It trips off the tongue really well. So, you're listening to Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. Layla, would you like to tell our listeners what number to call?
0116 2129 324.
Or text?
07450 925
This is Ramadan Special, EAVA 102.5 FM, and you are listening to Young Leading Ladies. And unless somebody comes up with anything better than that, I'm going to stick with Young Leading Ladies for now. What do you think? Yes? Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Shall we have a look, Layla? Shall we look to see who's joined us on Facebook Live? We've got a few names up there. Can you read those? There at the bottom? Can you read those? Sule
Muhammad,
Uh-huh.
Shamin Suleiman,
And what's that comment? Sule Muhammad has helpfully said something there.
Young Wisdom.
Young wisdom. Thank you. I completely agree with that. We have got four, in fact, including my co-presenter here, Layla Musa. Some inspiring young ladies. Now, let's bring Zara into all of this. Zara. Hello, Zara.
Hello.
Would you like to just come slightly closer to the fabulous? Okay. And how old are you, Zara?
I'm 10 years old.
And which school do you go to?
Linden Primary School.
And you've done something recently, haven't you, in terms of some charity work?
Yeah.
Can you tell our listeners what you've done?
In school, we ran a raffle. So the children there would buy raffle tickets, and the money that we raised went towards the children in Gaza.
And who organised that?
Me and my sister.
You and your sister. And how did you organise that? What did you do?
Before that, we did a walk for Gaza, and we wanted to raise some more, so we did the raffle.
Wow. And where did you walk?
Can't remember.
You can't remember. Was that somewhere in Leicester?
Yeah.
Was that Bradgate Park, was it, or somewhere like that? Does Layla remember?
It was Abbey Park.
Abbey Park. Ah, and how many people came on your walk? Layla, can you tell us a bit about that?
I don't know how many people went, but I think it was, I can't remember how many miles it was, but it was quite a long walk and you had to go all the way around the park.
Wow. And how did that take quite a long time?
Yeah.
And you've also done walks up in the Peak District, if I remember correctly. Didn't you do that with your school a little while ago?
Yeah.
That was a long walk. I remember you had to be carried back, didn't you? Was that tiring?
Yeah.
And how much money did you raise for Gaza?
£158.
Wow. And you did that all by yourself?
Yeah.
And you organised it?
Yeah.
And what made you organise that? Did you want to help people
Yeah.
and make a difference?
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit. I'm going to talk about the charity work. Shall we talk to our guests about the charity work, Layla? Do you want to ask our guests some questions about their charity work?
So what kind of things have you done to try and make a difference in the world?
And who's that to?
Esme.
Esme. Go on, Esme.
Well, I helped my mum with Your Small's Appeal, which gives bras to girls in Gambia. And recently she just gave bras to a homeless shelter, I think. I'm not really sure. It was yesterday. And the RSPCA, which is Riding for Disabled People.
And so what's your involvement with Your Small's Appeal? How have you helped?
I've helped organise all the bras and help with my mum getting all the shipping out and some stuff for social media, and I'll be getting more involved in that after all my exams are over as well, so yeah.
So your mum is an absolute inspiration, isn't she? And sort of getting all these your smalls. So it's smalls that she collects up people's. And why do you find that inspiring? Why do you think that's an inspiring thing to do?
Because it's like helping other people out with like what they don't have or they're not able to get.
And are they things that why is that important? As in, we take those things for granted, don't we, here?
Yeah.
And instead of throwing our old smalls away, it's a great excuse to clear out your drawers and go and buy yourself some new smalls, isn't that right?
Yeah, it is.
So anybody listening out there, would you like to say anything to them about appealing to maybe help your cause?
Oh yeah, make sure you send some used bras or bras you don't want, or even new bras to Easy Internet at Phoenix Square, because that's where they're all getting collected.
And they get sent to
Gambia.
And doesn't your mum get pictures of when they get to the other end?
Yeah, she does. So it's all genuine.
And can you just share with us the looks on people's faces when they get those bras?
They look so happy. It's like if we look at like a chocolate bar and then their faces at like looking at bras, it's just amazing.
Oh, well, that is fantastic work. So thank you for sharing that, Esme. And Evany, I'm going to bring you in at this point. You tell us a little bit about some of the work that you've done.
So I'm in the school council at my school, and we raised money from our school. So we got everyone to dress up in red for Red Nose Day, so that we could collect all the money in at the end of the day and would then donate that. And we also asked if they could wear red noses, but to save for the environment, because the rubber isn't actually that good for the environment. So we decided that we'd give them we'd paint them on ourselves so that they could not hurt the environment with their actual red noses, which are made out of plastic, and then we donate all the money to the Red Nose Foundation. So
Wow. And you did all that?
yeah, me and my school council team.
That's incredible. And whose idea was that?
It was all of our ideas together as a team, because we all helped to sort out things for our school in the best way that we possibly can, and for charities. So
Wow, that is admirable, I have to say. Well done. So I think Layla's got a question, haven't you? What's your next question, Layla?
If you were the leader of this country, what changes would you make and why?
And who are we going to ask that question of? Should we start at that end?
Zara.
Zara, can you come closer to the mic, darling?
If I was the leader of this country, I would have the people who had cars could have electric ones, because the smoke which comes out of the non-electric ones are bad for our bodies.
It's bad for the environment, isn't it? So would you ban cars that use petrol? Is that what you would do?
Yeah.
Can you just lift up a little bit? There we go. Speak into the mic.
Yeah.
Yes, so you would ban petrol cars and
Yeah.
diesel cars, and you would say everybody should have an electric car.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever sat in an electric car?
Yeah.
Have you? And what's the difference between an electric car and a petrol car? Do you know? Does it feel any different?
No.
What if it runs out of electric? What happens? What do you have to do? Is there places where you can plug your car in?
Yeah.
So if you were can you speak up, my darling? That's the way. So if you were travelling on the motorway and if you're not putting petrol in, how does your car go all the way down the motorway? Do you have to plug it in somewhere?
Yeah.
Are there places to plug it in on the motorway?
Yeah.
And does that take a long time?
No.
Does it not? So is it like a bit like charging your mobile phone?
Yeah.
Is it really? So does your dad have one of those?
Yeah.
And does he plug his car in every day?
Yeah.
And what if you forgot to plug his car in? Would you not be able to get to school?
We walked to school.
I like that answer. Very well done. So Evany, should we ask Evany? Do you want to ask Evany that question?
What changes would you make if you were the leader of this country?
I'd make sure everyone got the same opportunities to do in if they were like a child, and women were treated the same as men, and the wage gap changed, and that everyone got the chance to be whatever they wanted to be, whatever their background is.
And have you thought about how you might do that, Evany?
So I'd make sure that in schools everyone got the same, got told help to what they wanted to do at school.
And does that come maybe from you having seen something in school where you think that you may not have had the same opportunity?
Well, it was just when we
Talk into the mic, darling.
at school, when in the past where we've had the boys do different things to the girls, and we've been made to feel like it's not what we wanted to do.
And have you got an example of that? Is that in sport or?
Yeah, so when, like, because I really enjoy doing sport, and so when the boys do different things to the girls, so we had separate football pitches for the girls and the boys, and I really like playing with the boys, so it just wasn't, I really missed it, so.
But were the pitches the same?
They weren't really, because we were playing like on top of each other, and there wasn't really a lot of space to do it, and it did encourage a lot more girls to do it. So, and also when the boys have 3 teams of football and we have 1,
Ah.
so it just wasn't encouraging a lot of girls to do it because there wasn't a lot of spaces.
So we're going to come back to you. You're going to stay with us after the break. So I'm going to come back to you after the break. I'm going to let Esme say something here. So Esme, can we throw that question out to you?
I would try and help stop poverty in a way.
Okay. And how do you think you might do that? With that in this country?
Just because like a lot of people don't have like what other people might want to have. So just opening things out more to people and just advertisement would help quite a lot.
Okay. And let's have a little think about, so after the break, we're going to be joined by, we've got 2 new leading ladies. Oh, hold on. 2 new young leading ladies coming on after the break to join us. But we are on Ramadan special EAVA 102.5 FM 0116 212 9324. We have got with us in the studio Esme Esho, we have Evany Higgins, and we have Zara Musa. You are listening to Ramadan Special. This is young leading ladies, not future leading ladies, because they don't want to be called future leading ladies. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, so I think for the moment it's equal. It's 2 by 2. We've got 2 young and 2 junior, but we want to hear from you. Should we have a little look up there? We've got a couple of messages. Awesome panel of young ladies. Hashtag next generation. Thank you, Salma. Azmina Rushdie, my daughter, when she was 9, baked cakes and distributed on Evington Lane, and was able to collect around 500 in a day to donate to Syria. Thank you for your messages. Keep them coming. Join us after the break on Ramadan Special 102.5 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Young Leading Ladies. I'm your host for this morning, Layla Musa, and I'm honoured to be co-presenting with Mehmooda Duke. This is Young Leading Ladies brought to you by Ramadan Special on EAVA 102.5 FM. We hope you'll enjoy the show and engage with us by calling in on 0116 2129 324 and or text us on 07450 925084. And you can even watch us on Facebook Live, so please connect with us and send us some messages and texts. Let's hear from you. Now, let me introduce my co-hosts and guests, who are Ebony Higgins, aged 11, Hiba, aged 9, Ikra, aged 12, Mariam, aged 14, and Karima, aged 14. Now, over to Mehmooda.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Young Leading Ladies. And I think that we need to check with the new additions. We've got a few new additions after the break. So welcome to Hiba and to Ikra. We've still got Ebony here because there was one burning question I wanted to ask her. So she's still here. She's going to deal with that. And we've got Mariam and we have got Karima. So welcome to all of you. Ebony, you told us about playing football. So you're a young girl who's playing football. How long have you played?
I've been playing since I was 4, so 7 years.
Wow. And what got you playing football?
Well, when we used to live in our old house, my dad used to take me to the park that was nearby and he taught me how to play it, so... Now, I asked you a question earlier about, there's a film, isn't there, Layla? What's that film called?
Bend It Like Beckham.
Is that a film that you are familiar with?
No, not at all.
Not really?
No.
Layla, what about the other girls in the room? Bend It Like Beckham?
No.
No? No? Oh my goodness. So anybody listening out there, Layla, have you seen that film?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us a bit about that film?
There's a girl who always wants to play football, except her parents never let her, and she secretly joins a football club just for girls, and she has a whole team, and they go to a football competition, and they end up winning.
So if you haven't seen that film, Ebony, I would urge you, if your mummy's listening, to have you watch that film because it's an absolutely brilliant film and I think you will love it. So that's what inspired you to play football?
Yeah.
Okay, and you are a very, very sporty young lady, aren't you?
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the other sports that you do?
So basically anything that comes up in school, so netball, bench ball, bucketball, football, basketball, basically anything, because I just love all sorts of sports. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to have a little swap around at this point here. So thank you, Ebony. And we hope that you will join us to do Leading Ladies again in the future. Thank you very much for joining us. So over to, let's talk to Hiba over here. Hiba.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. You tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, me and my sister Ikra have joined a charity. It's called Islamic Relief, and they're actually having a pledge day downstairs today in the Ramadan radio station at 1:30 till Fajr. So, and we are learning a lot, and we are we are expanding our network of content there as well.
Wow. So is that a pledge day today?
Yes, actually, it's downstairs in the radio.
In the radio?
Yeah.
And you are taking part in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
helping out.
So we have your Hiba and your Ikra.
Yeah.
So Ikra, Assalamu alaikum. And how old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12. And sorry, Hiba, how old are you again?
9.
9. Wow. So you are actually the youngest person in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, well done you. And so Ikra, you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing. Tell us a bit about you. So you helping with the pledge day?
Yeah.
What's your role? What have you done?
Well, we have done a workshop of slime for charity, and me and my sister we went over. We got £100.
£100. Wow. So how did you do that?
Just making slime.
Slime for
Making slime.
Yes.
Slime? You mean that horrible slimy thing?
Horrible.
You made it.
yeah. Well, we asked them what kind of slime do you want to make, and then we gave them ingredients, and they got to make it themselves.
Okay, so can you help us here? Layla, have you ever made slime?
Lots of times.
Oh my goodness, I think this is showing my age. I think I need to leave this studio and just let you guys talk about slime by yourselves. So tell me, as I'm not a young leading lady, as you can see, so can you tell us a little bit about your how you made slime?
Well, you get glue, and then you get activator. Or before you do that, you can add like glitter or anything you want to add in there. And then you add activator, and then mix slime. Just two ingredients.
That makes slime.
Yeah.
Okay, and you sell that slime.
Yeah.
And how do you sell it? I mean, it's all gooey and horrible, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
People make it themselves. So,
Wow.
so like if they make it wrong, it's on them, not on us.
Yeah. But we do make them a new batch if they go wrong. Because
We do help them out.
Wow. So where do they make this?
downstairs.
Downstairs here at the studio.
Yeah. We did it on the pledge
We do it on
day.
sea retreats as well. We do it in sea retreat. Last time we did it in sea retreat.
Come closer to the mic, darling.
Last time we did it in sea retreat, and this time we did it in the radio station downstairs.
So you've done making slime in City Retreat and at the radio station.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so who brings all the ingredients?
There's a lady
Yeah.
that she actually wants us to make the slime stalls.
Okay.
So that's why she buys all the ingredients, and then
It's really expensive.
Is it really expensive? Is that all the ingredients are really expensive?
Yeah.
And do people pay money then to make the slime with you?
It's £2 to make the slime.
Yeah.
And if it goes wrong, you get it for free.
If it goes wrong, you get it for free.
yeah, we make it for you, but we only make you a tiny batch because that's just
Well, last time we made a big batch for them.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they were happy.
That's the main thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? You made them happy by making the slime. Well, I think that is amazing. Well, that is the best story I think I've heard. So what's the sort of how shall I put it? So you see, in my day when we had slime, we used to buy it in these pots, and it was bright green and just horrible.
Well, it's
still get them like
you
that,
might get
actually.
it's putty is different. So it's like two kind. Putty is quite lot like like slime, but not that much. It's not real slime.
Okay, so
But
there
like
are two types.
Yeah, the one like you make. Well, there's not only two. There's so many.
there's like
Okay.
so many slimes. You get fluffies, glitter, shaving foam slime. There's so many.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I am just amazed by this, that you have made all that money from making slime. I think I might have to come and join you. What do you think, Layla? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think I will enjoy that?
Yeah.
Will I get my hands all sticky and horrible?
Yep.
Will I?
Yep.
But then like you have to mix it in. But then after,
Yeah.
it doesn't get on your hands. It don't get messy.
Okay, so just in the beginning bit?
Yeah.
Okay, will I be able to wash my hands?
Yeah.
Okay, is there somewhere to wash my hands down there?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you know what? You never know. Should we go and join them later?
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay. All right. It's a deal. Give me a high five. Okay. Whoa. Air five. Right. Well, I think you might have got me into something here. So I'm going to have a little chat to our other guests over here. So would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Mariam Ahmed, and I'm 14 years old, and I go to Mudney Girls School.
Okay.
And I'm Karima Hussain. I'm 14 years old and I go to Mudney Girls School as well.
Wow. All right. And you, welcome to Young Leading Ladies. Should we ask them the question? What's our puzzle? So at the minute, we've got two of our youngsters wanting it to be Young Leading Ladies, and two have said Leading Ladies Junior. So Layla, go on then. You put the question to them.
Shall we name?
What should we call ourselves?
So what should we call ourselves? Leading Ladies of the Future, Young Leading Ladies, or Leading Ladies Junior?
Go on.
I think it should just be Young Leading Ladies because we are we're all young and not all of us are junior.
Okay, so how many have we got now? What's the score, Layla? Are we keeping score?
3-2.
3-2. Okay, go on then. Karima?
Well, I think Leading Ladies of the Future because Well, because then it kind of encourages other people that there is a future for women, and then that there's in the future that girls can rule. And because like the stereotypes in society that men are all like, you know, they're like the superior, and we're just like the ones just doing all their little works and stuff. I think that just having future in the title like just encourages and allows people to women to know, and girls especially, that there is a future for us, and we just have to go and like find it ourselves.
I like that. So we've got a different argument in the mix. Okay, thank you for that. So, now what do we do about that? Let's ask the ladies on this side, shall we, Layla? Go on.
Hiba, which name, what do you think we should call ourselves?
I think young leading ladies, because like everyone else said, we're not really old, like we're not juniors, and future leading ladies, I actually don't know about that one. I'm kind of on the fence for that one, but I do like the name young leading ladies. I think it suits us.
Okay, so what's the score again? Is that
4-2-1.
4 for young?
2 for junior and 1 for future.
Okay, so we've got one more person to give their opinion. Layla?
Ikra, what do you think?
I actually feel like Julia leading ladies.
Oh, go on, explain.
Because, I mean, the name is really nice. I really like it. And, like, we're, like, Lady Julia's is, like...
I'm not. Okay. Do you want to have a think about your reasons?
Yeah.
Okay, you think about that and we'll come back to you, shall we? All right, so what's the score now, Layla?
3 for junior, 3 for young, and 1 for future.
Oh my goodness me. All right, so we need the help of our listeners, don't we, here? Because we kind of got 3, 3 and 1. And by the end of today, we would like to make a decision on the name of our young, future, leading, junior ladies, whatever we want to call us. Okay, shall we read some of the messages up there? What's that top message, Layla?
Salam, such a lovely program. I hope and I'm sure these young ladies, leading ladies, will become world leaders one day. Leading ladies, the next generation.
Oh, we like that title. So somebody has sent us a nice one. Do we like that, girls?
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one?
Great show. Our young ladies are amazing and so inspirational. Mashallah. Let's encourage all the listeners to carry on breaking boundaries. There are no limits. From Adam.
Oh, thank you for those lovely, lovely messages. And I completely agree with all of you. I'm hoping that next year that this not young leading lady is not sitting here in the presenter studio, and that Layla will be doing this on her own with some help from maybe some of you, and that you can present your own program of young leading ladies. What do you think? Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Yes? We can work on that during the year, can't we? Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Right, so shall we talk to our 2 newcomers in the studio? Mariam, tell us a bit more about yourself. Tell me why you were a leading lady.
Because...
Or tell me what you would change. I think, let's think about, should we give you a question? Should we ask Mariam a question that we asked the others?
Okay. If you were leader of this country, what changes would you make and why would you make them?
I'd like to change the pay that because women get paid less than men when they have the same job role in many companies. So that is so equality all over for all genders. And I'd also like to get rid of homelessness because I think that is a really big issue in the UK. And thousands of people, young people too, are living on the streets with no food and no warmth, and it's really dangerous too because the world's scary and they makes them really makes them stand out from the crowd, which is not good because it puts them in danger.
Layla, did you have you were nodding there? Did you have a question there for Mariam? No?
No.
All right. So Mariam, how would you do that? I love what you've got to say about that. And have you thought about how you might do that? Do you think politics might be the thing for you?
I think that like lots of community service and stuff for young people, because most of the time when one of the big reasons why people are on the streets, like young people, is because family issues and like feuds and stuff like that. So I think and they hang around with the wrong crowd. So I think if we open up more youth clubs and stuff for children to go, so they stay out of trouble and they stay on the right side, then it'll prevent that from happening.
So do you think, I love what you've got to say there. I think that's phenomenal. So do you feel that there is a shortage of places for young people to actually go?
Yes, because even when I was younger in primary school, I used to go to a youth club at the end of school, but then they shut it down. So then, like, I realized that loads of them have shut down. Like, now we just have, like, sport clubs, but not many for, like, children to just go and hang around and, you know, do, like, their thing and talk and stuff without getting into trouble. So, like, they're in a area where it's supervised, but they're also staying out of trouble.
So should we send a message to our politicians, our local politicians?
Yes.
So if you're listening out there, our local politicians, we've got some amazing young people in the studio, and I think it might be great if you listen to them. They are wanting some youth clubs. Is that right?
Yes.
There's a shortage of youth clubs and places for young people to go. And so do you think that politics might be something that you're interested in to help that change come about?
I like campaigning and protesting and stuff like that, but I'm more interested in like sciences and stuff, social sciences.
And is there a reason you can't do both?
There is. I could do both. I do, like, in school we did do like a campaign for the Black Lives Matter movement, where we had to create a t-shirt and we have to have like a voting all over the school, and me and Karima's team actually won.
Wow, mashallah, that's amazing. So you know what? It sounds like the two of you are well placed to do some campaigning and get some youth clubs in this city of ours. Maybe that's a challenge you might want to take up. Is that something that you might want to do?
Yeah, definitely.
Go on, Karima. You tell us what you tell us. Oh, look, we have got. Is that Kirk Master? It is. Okay. So Kurt Master is one of our local politicians, and he's saying junior ladies leading, all bases covered. Well done. Great show. So Kirk, if you're listening, youth clubs, I think that's what we're looking for. The youngsters here want. So, okay. Sorry, Karima, can you tell us a little bit about what you've done?
Well,
And can you come closer to the mic, my darling?
Well, so I don't know what I've done. Like, literally, I really don't. But I think mostly is like I kind of developed like a self-love for myself.
Okay.
Like over the years, I kind of there was this time in my life where there was these boys who kind of like teased me about how I spoke, and I kind of like developed and kind of took it in. I kind of like encouraged myself and like kind of like told myself that, you know, I love my way I speak, and nobody's gonna change that. And I think that's like, and I would encourage all girls to have that self-love inside you, because that's all the love you need, really. And like, if you have that love, then anything's possible, because then you'll be like saying that, oh, I believe in myself, I can do this, I believe in myself that I can do that. And that's what you really need, isn't it? That encouragement and that boost, and from within yourself, and that love.
Karima, that is the most inspiring thing I've heard all morning, and that I absolutely echo that. So can I ask you, why did they, do you mind me asking you, as you've raised it, why were you teased about the way you spoke? And please speak into the mic.
Well, it was like, my mom even said that when I was getting older, I had it difficult to speak. I kind of communicate with my hands. So if I wanted something, I would point to something, like even from really young age. And it kind of took me a while to like kind of like speak properly, make it sense, and kind of like when I once spoke to a boy, like during a class discussion or like a group work, I kind of said something that didn't make sense, and he kind of said something so mean to me, and it kind of like, you know, made me upset, and it's just like,
did it knock your confidence?
Yeah, it definitely knocked my confidence, and I kind of did not speak at all the entire day. And like when I came back home, I still have that grudge inside me, really. Like I really want to go to that boy and speak to him and say, you know what, I can't speak properly. All my teachers at school say I'm the most confident girl in my class.
Well, I think the message that we give is whoever that young boy was, I hope you're listening, and I hope you're listening to Karima on the radio, because she's speaking beautifully.
Thank you.
She has got the utmost confidence. And actually, I think you should say, Alhamdulillah, young man who said those things to Karima, you probably gave her that confidence. You might have taken it away for a little while, but maybe you helped her to grow that much more quickly and develop this self-love. And so in some ways that might have been a positive thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's say thank you. Okay. So I think that's amazing. And have you been on the radio before?
No.
Well, in that case, I think you should thank him even more, because he's given you that encouragement in a kind of roundabout way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. So don't be knocked back by somebody else. That's just their opinion, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well done. You have spoken beautifully. So tell me, if you could change, shall we ask Karima that question? You asked, that's your question. I was pinching it, wasn't I? Go on.
If you could change one thing, if you were the leader of this country, what would you change and why would you change it?
Well, I would change the inequality in politics, because this year I found out that we haven't had a coloured prime minister in Britain at all. And when I found that out, I was just kind of really like shocked, and because I thought that Britain would at least welcome one coloured leader into this country or something. And I was just it's kind of shocking, because the thing is, Britain encourages equality all the time. It's like one of the most developed countries in the world. So you would expect at least a little bit from that country. So thing is, how would I change that? I would say just to go and talk to a politician and ask why.
Well, Karima, I actually think that the way you might want to change that is go into politics yourself. And hey, you could be that next Prime Minister.
Hopefully.
Inshallah. Well, that is incredible and that's amazing. And I think all of you have had some amazing things to say. And I think, Layla, are you going to say a few things? Are you going to do our little closing here?
Thank you to our guests on the programme, Zara Musa, Ebony Higgins, Esme Esho, Hiba Zikar, Mariam, Karima, Ikra. I would like to thank our producer Akil and Mehmooda for inviting me to co-host with her. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Well, I hope that all our listeners have enjoyed the show. We've got about a minute left, and if you still want to send, I've got a few comments over here. So I've got a message, mashallah, with these young ladies shaping the future. We have lots to look forward to. And I've got, well done, bullies only do that because they have their own self-esteem issues. That's a message from Hassan Salman. Naim Briscoe, the youth are the future. We need more youth thinking about becoming #leading ladies. Momataz, superb show. Naim Briscoe, great show all. Mark Esho, future leading ladies. Thank you all so much for connecting. Thank you to mums for bringing all of our, I've got something else being pointed out to me there. Wonderful show, raising the self-esteem, confidence and assertiveness of young women of the future. So I would just like to say this is the first time that we have done this Young Leading Ladies, and you have been amazing and inspirational. I have got so many ladies queuing up to come on this program. If you want to do this for next year, you get in touch with us and we hope to have you on the radio. Inshallah. Please stay tuned. I will be back after the break with some grown-up leading ladies. And so I hope you will tune in and listen to Glynis Wright, to Gina Samuel Richards, to Hannah Fountain and Malvika Jagan Mohan, a former pupil of Leicester High. Thank you.